Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever this video finds you. Um, this is my fourth and final take. I'm not gonna reshoot. I'm just gonna go with what I have. But my name is T, and this is my very first YouTube video. Um, I'm doing this just as a sort of personal project. I don't have a strict outline. I don't have a strict channel description. It's probably going to be a little bit of everything, anything that interests me. Um, and it's going to be just a way for me to get some thoughts out of my head um, and into the ether. Um, and it's also, I promised myself I would try and try something new without overthinking it. So this is what I'm going to try. A little bit about myself. I'm actually 45. Um, I know I'm wearing a goofy cat ear headband, and I definitely am holding a stuffed animal. I do collect stuffed animals. Um, and I got my cute little skull pillow behind me, but I am actually a fully functioning adult. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I work in healthcare. Um, and I have spent pretty much this entire pandemic working. I think I've had maybe 1 week off. Um, and it's been a thing. Um, I do have a diagnosis of depression. I also experience anxiety. I'm an introvert, and I work in a very forward-facing job. So I go through periods where I experience what's called burnout, just from having to expend so much energy being more introverted than I'm naturally inclined to be. Um, and just I can look at this again as more of an extension of me trying to find something to get out of my own head and something that I can be more interested in, because I have been going through a period of just not really wanting to pursue anything. So this will give me a little something new to focus on. Um, I'm obviously very much a geeky person. One, so horribly socially awkward, and my husband and I are boards. We are into a variety of things: comics. For me, anime and manga. For him, he's an artist and he loves comics. We share a common interest in Godzilla and Ultraman. I collect Hello Kitty stuff. I also collect unicornos. I still collect some Barbie dolls. Obviously, we don't have kids because Lord knows, one, I'm not responsible enough for a child, and two, nothing that in this house is child safe. They would have been killed almost immediately. So I know that I also have somewhat iffy humor. Not gonna lie, but that's basically who I am. And this video is actually, like I said, it's more of an intro, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about where I am right now in terms of my personal journey with weight loss. That's something else that will probably show up on the channel a lot. In the past 2 years, I've lost 130 pounds. Doesn't look it. I'm still big, not but I'm smaller than I was. I went from a size 5 at Torrid down to a size 2 and probably a size 1, but I like my clothes loose. And I'm constantly getting yelled at by my trainer, who is Erica Payne at Figure 8 Physique, about wearing baggy clothes. But again, I'm still getting used to the body that I have now, as opposed to the body that I had pretty much all my life up until the past couple years. I'm doing this non-surgical route, so no weight loss surgery. This is all diet and lifestyle, exercise. It's been a big change. And I'll have content most likely talking about exercise. I'll probably intercut some exercise videos, what we eat, and just changing our mindset towards food, exercise, and pretty much everything, and how to integrate that into everything else that we do. I'm also interested in true crime, so I may have some true crime content. Despite wearing makeup, I know nothing about makeup, so that's gonna be a no. I will put in a plug for a local Baltimore company. This is Kiki Thunder. This is the lipstick from her company. called Raven, and the lip liner is Baltimore Street. Both matte purple. This is actually fairly smudge proof. It's not 100%. Wearing mask, your lipstick is gonna come off. I honestly, right now, lipstick is like a luxury. That's great if you don't have to wear a mask on and cover it up. But her products are affordable and very high quality. This isn't, as you can see, it's not streaky or anything like that. I have been talking and been drinking my coffee. So plug for that. Obviously not sponsored, but if you are interested in a really good liquid matte lipstick in some interesting colors, this is Kiki Thunder. I'm going to sound like a semi-professional YouTuber. I'm going to put a link for her company in the description below. I've watched enough YouTube to know how to do that. I may include some hauls. I may do anything that's popping in my head right now. Right now, the only thing I can think of is just that it isn't officially the eating season, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's very different this year. I'm in the US, obviously, and we're coming off of Thanksgiving. And a lot of people, for this Thanksgiving, this was the first time that they really could not see family, and it was the same for us. My mom passed away a few years ago. My husband's mom is still alive. She is a vibrant 85 years old. But this was the first holiday that we couldn't go to her house to share Thanksgiving dinner with her and my brother-in-law, because I work in healthcare. My husband works in corrections. Both of us are high exposure to the public, and we don't want to take the possibility of getting of COVID to her. At 85 years old, she's high risk. So we opted to spend our Thanksgiving at home, which was different, not unpleasant. I'm never going to say that. It's actually fairly low stress, but considering that neither of us have large families and neither of us is crowd oriented, it was okay for us. But I know that a lot of people struggle because this is the time you're supposed to be getting together with your family. You're supposed to get together, have your usual family squabbles or whatever, eat way too much food, and bring in the full-on eating season together with your family and friends. And a lot of us weren't able to do that. Some people did. Some people opted to, some people have been around each other and took precautions. Other people just said whatever. But for this year, I know it's been a struggle for a lot of people. And as we move into the full-on Christmas season, whether you celebrate it or not, I think unfortunately people are going to feel that more and more. Nothing drives home the idea of the perfect family Christmas than watching an onslaught of Christmas specials. And I think a lot of people are going to be struggling with the depression that comes during this time of year, seasonal affective disorder, but they're also going to be struggling with pandemic fatigue. They're going to be struggling with loneliness. People are going to be struggling still with unemployment and uncertainty, and struggling with not knowing. Every day it seems like, when this first kicked off, every day it was something new. Then we kind of got used to it. And now since cases are spiking back up, we have to go back to our previous precautions. At a time of year when, again, people are out. People are supposed to be at the mall. People are supposed to be getting pictures with Santa. So it's a very different feel. And I will most likely talk a bit about ways to weather this. This isn't me necessarily acting as a social worker doing these videos, but that is part of who I am. And that includes talking about techniques to help manage depression, anxiety, stress eating, conflict in ways that are beneficial, but may not be the traditional way. I'm fully a person, I will freely admit, I am an optimistic pessimist. There are times when I don't like people, and I fully understand that everybody has their ups and downs, and there are going to be days when you, quite frankly, would happily strangle the next person to tell you to smile or to think positive. That happens. but we still have to get through life no matter what. Um, we still have to kind of make the best of the often crappy situations that come our way. Um, and part of my content probably will be how I manage to do that. And maybe that could help somebody else, you know? Like I said, I have been diagnosed with depression. I am in therapy, telehealth therapy, which is different. Um, but there are times when you feel overwhelmed and you just feel lonely and empty and you don't know, or at least I can say, I don't know that I have anything else to give to other people. And that's when I, like for Sundays, I spend my day recharging. This has been a lot of babble all over the place. Which is pretty much like my brain right now. It's all over the place. And this, I'm just kind of spitting stuff out as it comes. But I would say for today, my recommendation is sometime during the day. This is so trite, and I'm pretty sure people say this all the time. Sometime during the day, take a few minutes for yourself. Focus on at least one or two things that you have. Gratitude is very important. I'm not going to lie. There was a period not too long ago when I basically just hated the idea of somebody telling me just wake up and be grateful. Because to be honest with you, I wasn't in the mood to be grateful. I was just in a very, to be cliched again, in a very dark place, literally, where I just could not appreciate things. And it felt trite. And it always, that's, toxic positivity is a thing, and I probably will talk about it, as is belligerent positivity, where people are literally going to pound it into you to be grateful and to be positive and to keep a positive mindset. Sometimes it's just not that easy. But I do always recommend that no matter what you're doing, you stop for a few minutes, give yourself a chance to take some deep breaths. You don't have to think of it as meditation, but just to kind of step away and say, what are at least two things I'm kind of grateful? And I don't care what it is. It could be that you're grateful that you had enough change to get a soda out of a machine. It could be that you actually managed to not leave home and forget your lunch. It could be that you saw the little local outdoor cat, and you gave it some food. Because sometimes we have to stop ourselves from the constant onslaught of things that are wrong and things that are problems and things that we don't like and things that are annoyances. We have to kind of stop it and say, yeah, that person's getting on my nerves over there, but they're over there and I'm right here. And I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to take a break and just be grateful that I can do that. And then I'm going to come back to whatever else I was supposed to be doing. Because you have to. Otherwise, you will literally run yourself into the ground. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people are at that point. Because to be honest with you, they don't feel that they have anything to be really grateful for, to be content with, or to be happy about. When we sit and talk about all the things we can't do. So, again, all over the place. I'll get this together at some point. But my takeaway for today is give yourself at least 5 minutes of standing still, sitting down, and just in your head think of one or two things that you are grateful for and thankful for. It doesn't have to be anything epic. It doesn't have to be anything over the top. Like I said, it could be as simple as having your favorite soda in the machine. It could be as simple as going in your pocket and finding the hat that you thought you lost last year. And I have to remind myself to do it too, probably. But my hope is that if nothing else, I can bring some entertainment to somebody. If you can watch me flail around and not know what the heck I'm talking about, I might be able to at least give you a few little tips on how to handle things, and give you a few little tips on how to deal with the changes that come along with losing a significant amount of weight, and how to make those changes and how to help them stick. And you'll probably see more of the stuffed animals. I sometimes have to keep something with me, just as sort of something to hold on to. Kind of a comfort measure. Same with a weighted blanket, except this is more of a weighted plush snake. But yeah, that's about all I can think of right now. I'm gonna kick back and listen to some chill hop Christmas music. Maybe watch a rerun of The Mandalorian. Maybe watch some more YouTube videos on some YouTube drama that luckily I'm not involved in, because I'm a nobody and I'm okay with that. But yeah, we will see. I'm hoping I will most likely start doing a video every Sunday, maybe as a Sunday wrap up, or a Sunday start to the week. And we'll see how this goes. It's a project. So I'm going to end it here. I hope you have a wonderful evening, day, whatever, wherever this finds you. Remember to take those few minutes to think of at least one or two things that you're grateful for and that you're thankful for. Try not to let other people get to you. Realize that our life is often crap, but there are some gems in there. And sometimes it's just a matter of finding those gems. I'll see you next time.